Greetings, this is Andrew Baker from Brainwave Consulting Company. As a small business owner, one of the things you're going to have to contend with, and again, this happens with larger entities as well, but one of the things you're going to have to contend with is, do I build all of my technology or integrate it, or do I buy? When I have a technology problem, when I have a security problem, do I just look in the market for tools and technologies and purchase one? Or do I, hire people on staff or outsource, leverage outsourced development, or take freeware solutions that are there and integrate them, whether it's open source or some other form of freeware? Which approach do I take? Well, I'm going to suggest that you be consistent in your approach, right? Find a way, think through what kind of environment you want to build, because the decisions you make here are going to be very effective for your organization if you're consistent. If you consistently build or integrate, if you take solutions that are out there in the market and you put them together and you craft them and customize them for your environment, you will develop a team of people who is able to manage that. If you buy products and you vet them and you do bake-offs between different solutions and vendors and you settle on products that way, again, that's going to create a business environment where folks have the skills to do that. If you waffle between those two strategies without any kind of rhyme or reason, you're going to have people that are not really capable of knowing when they should be doing one or the other or how to do one or the other well. Right. So you want to make a decision because it will become one of your core competencies, whichever direction you choose, so long as you're consistent in choosing it. If you build, then you make sure that you staff accordingly. And that staffing can be, direct hires, it can be consultants, it can be outsourced vendors, it can be vendor partnerships. Whichever method, you're not limited to doing one or the other. You just need to make sure that it takes more bodies. If you're developing code, or you're doing integrations of, customized integrations, or you're working a lot with open source software, you're going to require people that are doing this, and you're going to require that knowledge be maintained in your organization for effectiveness. If you are deciding to buy, well, the people costs go down, right? You need someone who's going to liaison with the vendor and be able to deal with the proof of concepts and deal with all of procurement and all of those kinds of things. But you don't need to have as many people who are managing the technology directly. That whole process can be outsourced to a vendor. Usually you don't want it to be just one vendor, right? Because then you get locked in. So you want to have maybe two vendors that you're using for your technology needs so that you can kind of balance it. You don't want 8 vendors because that becomes its own nightmare. But you don't only want to have one, because then their financial situation becomes your financial situation. The decisions they make in terms of direction, staffing, and competency become your problems. So if you have 2, you have a better sense of the market and you have better price control than if you only have 1. But whatever strategy you take, you need to be consistent in it. It needs to be done strategically and not just randomly. Okay? Thank you for your time. Speak to you later.